The Alberta government has come out swinging against the federal government's emission cap announcement today, calling regulations from Ottawa a sucker punch to Canada's economy.
I'm pissed. I'm absolutely angry because we've been working with these guys for 2 years because we have a plan that would reduce emissions responsibly by 2050. It is not an emissions cap. It is a production cap. This cap will require a production cut of an estimated 1 million barrels per day by 2030 and 2.1 million barrels per day by 2035, according to S&P Global.
The federal government's emissions cap regulation draft is out, with rules that could force oil and gas producers in Canada to cut greenhouse gas emissions 35% below 2019 levels. For some, including the Alberta government, this is extreme. For others, it's feasible.
We've seen other modeling from, including the federal government today, that notes that this will have a pretty minimal impact. And this is ultimately about preparing for a world that is already accelerating the energy transition. And there's an incentive for the oil and gas sector to prepare for that and to be cleaner.
Industry groups aren't so optimistic, with one lobby group stating this will deter investment and the result could be lower production, lower exports, fewer jobs, lower GDP, and less revenues to government. The Pathways Alliance is a consortium of Canada's largest oil sands companies. It warns the emissions cap adds regulatory complexity and does nothing to advance the certainty companies need to get their decarbonization projects off the ground.
And so I expect there's going to be field day for lawyers over coming years arguing about whether this emissions cap is fair. And that doesn't help achieve the objective if it adds uncertainty to the whole investment climate that we need to reduce the emissions.
Alberta is already gearing up for a legal challenge. Smith says they will use every legal option, including a constitutional challenge, to push back against the cap. Helen Pike, CBC News, Calgary.